Okay, so I was asked if I take a request for questions, and sorry, an apple. So, Z2Pooky4you, his question was, what do you think people will know more in order and why? Sonic the Hedgehog, Kirby, Naruto. Ironically, first I think about it, I was like, well, for me, I was born in the late 70s. So I cut my video game teeth pretty much in the 80s. So in the 80s you had Nintendo. And then Genesis came on scene. That was the Genesis does what Nintendo don't, which brilliant marketing campaign. And that was all about one character. This little blue hedgehog with attitude, Sonic. I didn't own a Genesis, I owned a Dreamcast later on, so I actually played early Sonic, like 1, 2, 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. And then the really bad like Sonic Party game, where every character had speed for some reason. So for me, I know Sonic a lot more. I actually can name multiple characters here. You have Sonic, Tails, Knuckles. I actually remember when Sonic and Knuckles came out, and you could plug in your older games and play a whole different aspect of having Knuckles go through them, who was stupid powerful. When you found out that Tails couldn't die. So you do a two-person game, the second person could control Tails. And the guy playing Sonic would not, and he's like, I'm trying to not kill anybody. And you would just use Tails as like kamikaze the whole time. And it was amazing. The way those games flowed was unheard of at the time. So for me, I definitely would know Sonic. And I think people who were alive the majority of the 80s who remember the Nintendo Genesis War would probably know Sonic fairly well. And then I was like, I'll probably know Kirby better than Naruto. Then I went, wait. I've never played a Kirby game. I know one character in Kirby. Kirby. That's it. I know he inhales characters. Sometimes he gains their powers, other times he spits out a star. That's all I know about Kirby. I was like, Naruto. I know a little bit about Naruto. A while back I had to do a fight where it was Gaara versus Sandman. So I'm like, well, you know, I know nothing of this character. Thanks to the magic of YouTube, you can watch just a single storyline of a character. So I actually know Naruto more than Kirby, but I know the main character in Kirby. I think his villain is Penguin with a sledgehammer. Something. And ironically, when it comes to my age, being near 40, anime wasn't really super huge. I grew up in a very, very small town, so when it came to watching things on VHS and Beta, we had two places to go to, L&L Video and Angelo's. Angelo's was a liquor store that also sold tapes. It wasn't until I got older, probably closer to 20, that's when you had, Toonami did things. So now all of a sudden you had bits and pieces of anime. Very little anime. And then Suncoast became popular. Yes, people used to actually go to a place and buy DVDs. So a buddy of mine who lived out in the middle of nowhere, he would always go get movies. And he loved anime. And ironically, anime didn't make a lot of tremendous headway until I got into college. That was then when video CDs were huge and you could watch lots of those. So I think that for this order, if you're someone who's younger, I could see you knowing Naruto more. Probably Kirby, because Kirby made a lot when it came to the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. So Kirby's a lot more of a Nintendo character now. I would kind of doubt a lot of people who are, you know, teens, early 20s are going to know Sonic. If they know Sonic, they know him for all the wrong reasons. They know him for all the crappy games that came out on Xbox and the games that had to do with Shadow. Or they might know him more from Angry Video Game Nerd and people like that who have lambasted the horrible job of video games they've done. So they might know Kirby from more of a handheld perspective. And for a while that was Nintendo's go-to. Like, oh, you want to play a fun game that's non-violent? This puffball inhales people and spits out stars. Or gains their abilities. Where I think Naruto definitely would have that teenage to 20-year-old, because that's really what it's pretty much geared to. It's geared towards the teenager to the 20 to 30-year-old. So I'm just out of the age range for Naruto. What I've seen, the animation is fantastic. If you ever want to get an idea of how far animation has gone, go back and watch something like, oh, what was good? Old Tom and Jerry or Silverhawks. Silverhawks at the time was mind-blowing. Like Silverhawks, there was a Zodiac one that was really good too, and Voltron were some of the best animated shows. Then ones like He-Man or Scooby-Doo, where it was the repeating background, everyone had the exact same run animation. Compared to animation now, it seemed like watching video games. Older video, I remember playing Pickaxe Pete on an Odyssey, where you were a stick man who wielded the letter T. That was the pickaxe. And see where we're at now, it's incredible. But back to the primary question. So for me, it'd be Sonic first, because that's where I really cut my teeth playing video games, was around that time. When that was the huge thing. It was, do you want a Nintendo or a Genesis? Do you want a Super Nintendo or a Genesis? Where I went Atari 2400, Atari 7200 to a Turbo Duo. And then to PlayStation, Dreamcast, PS2, I stopped at Wii. So from that aspect, Sonic was huge when I was growing up. Kirby kind of got big around the time that, there was a jump to other video game platforms. And it wasn't somebody that's geared towards my age range. And Naruto looks fantastic, I'll be honest. I think I entirely missed the boat on that. But I still know more about that than I do Kirby. So I'd say people who are about 30 to 40, it'd probably be Sonic, maybe Naruto, maybe Kirby. If you got young kids, you might know Kirby more than Naruto. I would say for people who are probably teens, maybe early mid-20s, I could see Naruto being the big one. Then maybe Kirby, depending on what they play for video games. With Sonic being known just because of all the really bad games, how they keep on trying to have him do a comeback, with pairing with Mario games. So, hope that answers your question. And if there's anything else, people have questions, I will try to answer them as best I can.